I'll be giving you some few events budgeting tips because why not? So first and foremost, I'll let you know that you need to set a realistic budget. I don't know people's definition of realistic budgets though, but come on, let's all be frank here that things are really that expensive. So whenever you are putting down a budget, at least know that whatever I'm putting down, no, it is something that can be actualized. It is something that if I take this money and I go to the market, I'll be able to get the exact thing that I want. Don't make an unrealistic budget, and when a vendor mentions his or her cost or his or her charge, you come crying or you come screaming, hey. With that, I'm giving you 3 things that can make you know that this budget is realistic or not. 1, the type of wedding you would want to have. I will do that in another video. I would explain the themes and concepts of weddings. But 1, know the type of wedding you want to have. Is it just a traditional wedding? Is it a white wedding? Is it a garden wedding? Is it a court wedding? Know the type of wedding. Knowing the type would make you know that this budget that I've put together will be realistic. So if you know the type of wedding you would want to have, it would help you manage or bring up a realistic budget. 2, the size of your wedding or the size of your guests for your wedding. Know that somebody having 100-seater guest size, the budget for that person would definitely be different from somebody with a 500 number of guests. That's why I always say prioritize your guests, the people that have been in your life and all that. I would make another video, but that will be on YouTube when we hit 1K on YouTube. So if you've not subscribed to my channel on YouTube, kindly go to my bio. You see the YouTube icon, click on it. It will take you straight to my channel. Subscribe, share, and don't forget to tell your friends to also subscribe, especially those who are yet to get married or those who are planning their big day. So when we hit 1K on YouTube, I'll create a video on how to invite people for your wedding, or if you are running with a budget, or if you want an intimate wedding, who and who to invite. I will do that on the channel. So yeah, do subscribe. So as I was saying, the size of your wedding would determine whether your budget is higher or your budget is lower. So after the type of wedding, after knowing the type of wedding you want to have, know the size or the people you would want to invite. The third thing under the setting of realistic budget is the location. If I am doing my wedding in Elmina, you are doing your wedding in Accra, best believe that the two costs, it might be the same wedding, but your cost will be higher than mine. The standard of living in Elmina is very different from the standard of living in Accra. I always say that. So when I come up with a budget and I see people screaming in my comment section, they're saying all kinds of things, I just laugh because, you know, the vendors in Elmina work according to how the standard is in Elmina. The vendors in Accra work according to how the standard of living is in Accra. So the location for your wedding is also very paramount to the hiring of your budget or the lowering of your budget. So please bear that in mind. The last thing I would also say with regards to the setting of a realistic budget is your audience expectation. The people you are inviting, are they expecting a very intimate feel of event? The people you are inviting, are you inviting the influential people, the affluent people? After you have set your realistic budget, let's go to point number 2. You create a detailed budget plan. The setting of the realistic budget is an overall something. So you are scanning or you are panning through all the areas of the budget that should be allocated more money. That's point number 1. So the point number 2 is you create a detailed budget plan. So with the detailed budget plan, the outline, all the itemized things that you want, from your decor, your makeup, your hairstyling, your accommodation, transportation. A lot of people do forget transportation. A bit do now I stranded transportation, especially for your bridal train, very important. Your transportation, your catering, your entertainment, don't forget to add miscellaneous. That being said, kindly add miscellaneous to your budget. At least 5% of your budget, 2% of your budget, put in that miscellaneous item. It is very important. Did the anybody know? Your budget for something very tiny, but you would need to get it. So kindly set a budget for miscellaneous or miscellaneous expenses. Then the third item will be prioritizing expenses. I would end here. We would do a part 2 of this video as well. So prioritizing expenses. On the itemized budget, which of them is really important to the whole event. In order of priority means the topmost one is the one that you can't go without. I call them my non-negotiables. So most of the brides I work with, when they are filling the form, they have non-negotiables on it. So you get to know that with this particular thing, with this particular vendor, with this particular item, I want the very best out. So I'm not negotiating anything on that item. So make sure after you set your budget, your overall plan, and you put a budget plan together, you prioritize expenses. If you don't prioritize expenses, overspend it anyhow. Bear that in mind. It is really, really, really important.